Hey everyone, are you ready for a watch in the box? We're excited from Watches and Wonders, which means we've got a few new rivals you've got to see. You guys, it's been a big week with Watches and Wonders, so I'm happy you're here to not only talk watches, but some of the new news kind of popping up around the industry. Before we do this, I would love to know what you guys are wearing. So let's do a wrist check. You want to kick it off?
Yes, I got the memo that we're doing a non-Rolex wrist check today,
We are
right?
doing a non-Rolex wrist check.
Okay, so I decided to go with one of my favorite new Oris. Yeah, the ProPilot X. I'm wearing the salmon dialed color. Talking about Watches and Wonders, there is that green Kermit, if you guys seen. I don't know,
playing the
I
banjo.
personally love it. What are you guys wearing?
What are you wearing?
So I've got a vintage Tudor. It's a 34mm Oyster prints from the 50s. Developed a really nice patina, and it's got the big rose at 12.
Yeah.
Wow.
I figured I'd go with a Tudor because they kind of, brought out the Black Bay 54 and some other vintage-inspired stuff, so it's been on my mind.
Yeah.
Really cool. So Cartier presented some really great novelties at Watches and Wonders. One of my favorites happened to be a green dial Santos Dumont. So I brought a two-tone Santos Dumont to the wrist today. I've worn this before. As always, be sure to let us know what you guys are wearing for your own wrist check in the comments. It's okay if it's Rolex. We'd love to hear it too. We just decided to kind of avoid Rolex for our wrists because we've got a few surprises under wraps. So you ready to kick this off?
Yes. In the spirit of Watches and Wonders and a watch I think we were all very sad to see go, the Cellini. I have the Cellini moon phase.
Oh, the final outlier.
Yes.
Yeah, that one's pretty.
My favorite Cellini, gorgeous watch, the 50535. It's 39mm rose gold. It comes on the black leather strap and it has the moon phase complication. It's 6 o'clock. To me, just a gorgeous watch. This is everything I want from a dress watch.
Oh, yeah.
I love complicated things. The moon phase kind of just adds that extra little bit on top for me. I mean, it's beautiful without it, but when you add it in, it just makes it all that much more amazing.
And it's really funny because I actually see a lot of the parallels between the now discontinued Cellini line total and this moon phase piece, but with the 1908, so their new dress watch that they unveiled, there's a lot of like dainty similarities from this dial, especially the hour markers that are at least a common theme through those 1908 offerings.
Yeah, it does have the kind of, it pulls from the Cellini. It's not a Cellini, but it does kind of pull some of the inspiration and the feel from it.
I love this pick, obviously.
Yes,
Great job.
I knew you would like this one. What do you got today?
So we've got a Rolex. I was really excited about the new day-dates in the stone dials. So I have a stunning day-date with a black Onyx dial. This is 36mm on yellow gold, obviously automatic movement, but we have it non-loomed hands here. Thank you for tipping me off about that little tidbit. And then obviously no hour markers on this really simplistic Onyx dial. It's doing what I wish their new offering would do, which is let the stone dial do the talking, if you will. Whereas I feel like some of those Roman numerals with the diamonds on it that are on that new release of their day-date just kind of overcomplicates the dial. To me, this is just my opinion. So I like the simplicity of this one a lot more. This is from the 90s, really pretty, just a great piece. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, we've seen the Onyx dials really grow in popularity recently. A lot of people are requesting these.
I mean, a little bit harder to come by now too.
Yeah, it's just a good look, that all black and gold.
This is a good choice. I love it.
Thanks. All right, so we've got the modern men's and we've got a ladies. What about vintage, Brandon?
So my pick is also Watches and Wonders inspired. I'm going with a GMT. It's a two-tone. This is a root beer version, but Rolex just came out with the two-tone with black dial and yellow gold, which is pretty nice on the Jubilee. And they also came out with the all gold with the black dial and that split gray and black bezel. So which is kind of interesting. So what we have here is a reference 1675, circa 1979. And the cool part to me about this one is it's all serviced up. So it's got a service dial, service hand, service bezel, service bracelet. So it's a modern dial, but they still use that those nippled markers. So you've got modern functionality because it still glows, but with the vintage styling. So I think this one offers a lot of value. It's got a cool look, good vintage look, but it's also got that modern loom. So it still glows. So for some of those people who like vintage, but they like lume to glow. You know, this kind of checks those boxes.
I like it. I think it's a great choice.
It's funny because yesterday we noted in our Rolex recap with Watches and Wonders, subtle plug, it's also on our YouTube channel, but the gilt dial. Them bringing back just the gilt text of the GMT-Master on their new release of the two-tone and all gold GMT.
Right, the gold color,
loved that. Loved that.
Very cool.
All right, well, this was a wonderful Watches and Wonders roundup of our favorite new arrivals of the week. So we're always curious, what did you guys like? What would you hope to see for a future episode? Thank you guys so much for bringing your picks of the week. We will be back next week with even more fresh new arrivals. So until then, be well.